Hey guys, welcome to Unit 4. This topic that we're going to talk about now is going to be on the periodic table and all the trends that are associated with it. We've been using the periodic table up until this point, but now we're going to kind of take it to the next step and go a bit deeper. As you can see, your general idea for a timeline here is starting today, October 29th, and you should have it all completed by November the 8th, which is about a week and a half. So you have about 2 weeks for this. Pretty much everything you need is in this packet, except for the labs and your assessments. When you get to those points, you will talk to me about it, and we'll kind of go from there. So let's dive right in. Here you can see on page 2, you've got your kind of a breakdown by topic. Again, as usual, talk about some intro stuff that we're going to do. Then we're going to talk about the periodic table in detail, and then we're going to get into the periodic trends. There are 10 different sets of notes that you guys should make sure you watch and then go through and take all the notes for those. The work that's associated with it, you've got your vocab. You've got a few practice worksheets dealing with the periodic table specifically, kind of the general layout of the table. Then you've got a couple worksheets with the periodic trends, kind of break them into two different sections. We'll see why that is as we go throughout it. And then the last thing you have in your packet is a review packet that's going to prep you for your summary quiz right here. When you feel like you've had enough practice and asked your questions enough, let me know, and I will give you the periodic table quiz, and then vocab quiz. You can take it anytime, and then after you go through everything, you'll take your unit summary quiz. Labs, we will still be doing labs together, so we'll kind of talk more about due dates and stuff for those. I'll let you guys know as we go throughout and do them. So the first thing we're going to kind of look at here is the periodic table. We're going to kind of go through and color in the different pieces, things that you're going to need to know for the table. It's going to be a good study tool for you as you go throughout the year. So grab 8 different colors. We're going to kind of go through and color them, and as we get into the notes a little bit later on, that's when you guys will kind of go deeper into them. So for now, we're just going to color it. If you need to pause the video to color in the sections, do so. All right, I'm going to kind of go through and start to color it in. So we're going to start with the alkali metals. Let me pull up my tool here. Okay. They're going to be yellow. It doesn't matter what colors you use, if they match mine or not. Just pick colors, just so you have 8 different ones. The alkali metals, guys, they are group 1. And we'll talk more about those, like I said, in the other videos as you go throughout the notes. The next section, the alkaline earth metals. I'm going to make them orange. Again, you can make them whatever color you want. They are group 2. Okay. The next set, I'm going to make them green, would be the transition metals. They are the ones that are in the middle. We'll talk about why they're called transition metals throughout this, kind of give you all the details you need to know. You will definitely be tested on the trends and the properties on your Regents exam. So this color coordinating hopefully is going to help you, and then as we go throughout the year, you probably won't even need it anymore. These down here are called the Lanthanides and Actinides. They are also considered to be part of the transition metals. Notice how they have been brought down below, but if you look at their atomic numbers, they fall right in line with the transition metals. It deals with their electron configurations. We really won't be using them at all in this class. Rarely do we use them even in real life, only in certain applications. So you don't have to worry too much about those. Next, I'm going to jump over and do the noble gases. Oops. They are group 18. We will learn about why they're over here on the right. again later on. Next, I'm going to do the halogens. They are group 17. I mean, you can include this one right here, number 117. Again, it doesn't have a name at this point, or it does, but we're not going to ever worry about it. It's not even on your reference tables, so don't worry about it. Then what I'm going to do, and I want you guys to do this as well, is to draw in a line that starts next to boron. If you notice on your periodic table in your reference packet, it's already drawn in there for you. Okay? And I want you to draw it on this one as well. This is what we call the Metalloids Staircase. And we'll talk more about it again in a future video. But we got to kind of start there to be able to see where we're actually going to label the metalloids, or what we call the semimetals. I'm going to use blue. So it starts up here with boron. Basically anything that touches that staircase except for aluminum will be included. So silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, and polonium. Okay, those guys are going to be your metalloids, and I forgot to label it. So the last ones are kind of the other metals and the rest of the non-metals. They don't really specifically have group names. Again, we'll talk more about why that is as we go on throughout the rest of it. Let's use the dark blue for my other metals. I'm not even going to worry about coloring in those other ones, guys. We're not going to talk about 113 through 116, so you don't have to worry about it. If you want to, you could label them the same color as metals, as the other metals, but you don't even need to worry about them. And then I'm just going to make the other non-metals gray, since I'm limited with my colors, or I'm too lazy to go pick another one, really. Okay. So that's really the first step, is to make sure we have that colored in, kind of see the layout of the periodic table, kind of how it progresses. We need to make sure that you know every section by name and be able to identify them for your Regents exam. So pause it, go back, rewatch it. If I went too fast for you to color, make sure you get them all colored in.